G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road and this behind me is the ancient Delphi. In this video, I'm going to give you a tour and a review of everything this fantastic site has to offer in case you're wondering about coming out here, in particular, if you're thinking about coming out here with the kids. Let's go. So you won't believe it, they issued an extreme weather report on the way out here in mid-August, summertime here in Greece. And yeah, extreme weather forecast for today. In fact, they said there was a moderate chance of the loss of life. So I don't know how hot it is, about 36, 37 degrees. It's pretty hot, pretty dry too. Yeah, absolutely worth it and spectacular. This place is absolutely amazing. And where it is in Greece and just the trip out here, it's just so worth it. Now, if you don't know what Delphi is about, this is theoretically, back in the day, Zeus set one eagle off from one side of the world and another eagle off from the other side of the world. And they flew and they convened here. And so they call it the navel of the world, or the belly button of the world, or the center of the cosmos, right here. And they had their Orpheus stone sitting here, which was kind of symbolized that. But most of all, this is where you'd find the Oracle of Delphi. At the Temple of Apollo, which you can see just over here. Now, the Temple of Apollo and the Oracle of Delphi is where all these people from all over the world used to come for the best part of 1200 years, from about 8th century BC right up to the 4th century AD, and they'd come to basically get prediction and ask for some advice on some of the important things in their life to see whether or not they're going to come true. But of course, she was crazy. And well, it was always a she, but she was crazy, and yeah, it was open for interpretation. That interpretation, of course, was done by the priests, so it was a huge place of political sway. Very, very rich, because you could jump the queue by offering gold and silver. Anyway, let's jump into a tour of everything you can expect if you come to Delphi. Okay, so here we are outside the entrance. So this is the ticketing booth right here. So it's on the museum side. So you've got the museum in here, and then you've got the site, the archaeological site, about 2-minute walk down here. So depending on when you get here, you might get lucky or unlucky with the queue. A bus just arrived, so that queue just jumped hugely. It wasn't that big for me. And you're looking at €20 per adult, and kids under 18 from Australia are free, which is great. The drive in is absolutely spectacular. And you come in over these mountains and it's just phenomenal. So my tip for you when you're coming over the mountain is try and be on the right side, the left side of the bus. Because that's going to give you a view all the way down through the valley here. I was on the right side and couldn't get any good photos. Hopefully on the way back. But you go through a little kind of ski resort town called Araxis, I think it was called, or Abraxas. On the way, it looks absolutely phenomenal. So the fact that we came out on the bus actually meant we couldn't stop there. So if you're driving, definitely put some time into your schedule to stop there and have a look around, because it was absolutely spectacular. It looked beautiful, beautiful village. I'll do anything to get out and shoot it. Right, now the one thing to note is that with the tickets, you've got 15 minutes basically either side of when you buy the ticket to get in through the gate. Now that's not a thing specific to Delphi, it's not a thing specific to the Mega Pass, which is what we're here with. It seems to be a Greek thing. It was the same with the Acropolis, same with the Agora, same with the museums that we went to. So that's just note. So you don't want to pre-buy your ticket and then get held up on the way, or you'll miss your allotted slot and you won't get in. Also, the ticket gets you into both. So we're going to recommend doing the site first, which is up here. It's going to be pretty hot after that and getting the air conditioning of the museum. But you will need to let them know when you buy your ticket, because otherwise, if you go to the museum first and they put the site first, you won't get there in your 15 minutes. There is a cafe here, there is free toilets available, there's toilets inside the site as well. So let's get amongst it. Okay, so I just got the correct spelling of that village. It's Arachova. That was it. Arachova. That's the village. Apparently, I just spoke to one of the locals about it, and he said it's extremely touristy, so none of the locals really like it. But from a photography and video perspective, it looked absolutely spectacular. So I still recommend staying there. Very, very European mountain town.
Who is a black man?
Now we are here with Megapass, and so we've been on the Sights of Athens tour. So that's their partner, and they took us out here. The coach was fine. The air conditioning worked well, which is great because it's an extremely hot day. And the seats were okay. They reclined, which was kind of unfortunate because they reclined a lot, and it really didn't work for a lot of people because you couldn't. The person in front reclined, it really squished you. So they probably should just ask people not to recline for this 2-hour trip. But anyway, other than that, the drive out was fine. Like I said, the drive over the mountains was excellent. But they also give you this phone setup. I'll show you here. So you get a phone that goes over your neck and some earplugs, and then it gives you like a tour of the site. They're about up at Delphi, but also gives you like a VR experience, so you can look through at certain points and then see what it used to look like back in the day. So it's kind of like AR. They say VR, but it's more like AR really. So that's actually really cool, and it's been really good for the kids. They're already super engaged with those devices, too engaged, going to miss some of the view. But so your tour may or may not have those. But yeah, the tour that we're doing through Megapass and with Sights of Athens, that is a pretty awesome addition. And the guide's been really approachable and nice. But you don't get a guide in the site. So yeah, you got the phone, which I think is fine, especially with kids, because kids, they struggle to keep up with someone talking constantly. The view is absolutely amazing. Another important tip to note is that they don't want you eating inside there. So don't check your bags or anything like that, but they've asked you not to eat. So if you brought food like we have, we just brought some sandwiches up for the, as you do. We just sat outside and ate them first before we went in there because I don't think they're going to survive the heat. Water bowls are fine, of course. Now, if you're not coming on a bus tour, I highly recommend trying to get here 10 o'clock because all the buses start rocking up by 11 from Athens. So you really want to be here even 9 if you can. 2-hour drive, it's not definitely doable, and you'll beat all the buses and therefore a lot of the people. So we're at the top at the moment, and look, a lot of steps, reasonably slippery in places as well, so good shoes is a good idea. There's no water up here. There are toilets, I'm told, but I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, make sure you come fully stocked. I'm shocked by the amount of people that do not have hats. Look at this group over here. You can see about 5 or 6 hats amongst them. I don't get it. As an Australian, I don't get it. It is actually extreme weather. But yeah, wear good shoes, bring lots of water, and eat something before you leave. Just a sugar hit, something like that, down the bottom. Give yourself plenty of energy. But don't expect to be getting up here if you're infirmed or have any bad knees, for example, can't walk in general, anything like that. You're really going to struggle to get up here to the top. Now there is a sports stadium up here, which unfortunately is closed. Ancient sports stadium, of course. So I can't remember where that is. I did come here 23 years ago and I do remember seeing it, but the ruins actually disappear right off down in the distance there. But be prepared to take a lot of photos. You can circle the whole site in about an hour, so you don't need a lot of time here. And you can really beat the heat and beat the crowd by getting here early. So leave Athens around 7 if you've got a car, because all the buses start arriving from about 11, and you get kind of groups like this coming through. If you start climbing or walking on anything, you're going to hear a whistle. That's a sign you're doing the wrong thing. So I just came out of the museum at the bottom there. It's not a very big museum. You could probably go through the whole thing in about half an hour, I reckon. But some really nice pieces in there, some really good pieces, obviously relevant to Delphi here. But some gold, some huge statues, lots of mix of kind of different types of archaeological items in there. So definitely worth trying to find a moment to get in there. It's included with your ticket anyway. Yeah, definitely a value add to just go in there, plus aircon. Aircon. Hot tip for you if you come into Delphi or anywhere with the kids in Greece is at least bring a photo of their passports, if not their passports proper. Because kids are generally free in a lot of the places, but especially with the bigger kids, like my 14-year-old and even my 12-year-old at times, they've asked to prove the date of birth before they let them in for free. Especially because they're not used to towering huge kids as much over here as we are in Australia. So my son, he's over 6 foot and he's 14, so yeah, so make sure you bring that with you because that'll definitely help. So the town of Delphi is literally just around the corner from the site entrance to the Archaeological Museum and Delphi itself. So you can pretty much walk around there if you wanted to, or you can just drive down or whatever. Our bus just took us here afterwards for lunch. Heaps of places to eat, some with absolutely spectacular view. So definitely worth a stop over here. There you go guys, that is a review and tour of the ancient site of Delphi in Greece. What a place, what a site, what a journey up here. Highly recommend it. It's just totally worth it, and I'm really excited that I brought the kids here and got to show them this vitally important part of all of our cultures. All right, I'm Chris Dead. Make sure to keep an eye on the channel. Plenty more going up from Athens and the surrounding area. Until next time, again, back on the road.